Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. Good morning. Happy Monday all. I thought for this week's video it'd be fun to kind of take you along on a typical work week, a typical Studio Stacy kind of week. So I started recording last Tuesday, so we're gonna rewind the clock here to last Tuesday, and I'll pick you back up when we get to today, which is the following Monday. Hi there, made it into the studio today, and I don't know if you remember those kind of ink experiments I did on the paper way back, I think it was at the beginning of December. At any rate, I'm getting those back out, and I'm going to be trying to embed them into wax to see how the paper kind of deals with, or the wax deals with, the different kinds of paper. So I thought I would take you along on that little experiment today. And just to walk you through the process here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put several layers of wax, probably 2 or 3 layers of wax, onto some mixed media paper, and I'm going to embed then these clear papers that I have the ink on into that. Rather than embedding them onto a waxed panel, I'm just going to use mixed media paper. And then I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a portion of these, I'm going to leave a portion of this uncovered without wax. I might just kind of snip it in half or something. And then I can see if it changes, if the wax changes the color of this at all, or changes anything on it really. And yeah, just kind of experiment with that. And I think probably what I'll do is I'll put them into my sketchbook, but that way I'll know going forward in the future how I want to treat these papers, or if there's a paper that works better than another. Alright, so I've got some encaustic medium in here, all melted, ready to go. And then I've decided to use just these strips of mixed media paper because they're left over from the sketches I did way back when. And I have my heat gun out because I'm working with paper. I don't want to catch anything on fire with the torch. So basic supplies there. Oh, and I should say that these are both hockey brushes, natural bristle hockey brushes. I probably will use the larger one, even though it's a small pieces of paper. right, I think I have 3 or 4 layers, somewhere around there, of encaustic medium down on this mixed media paper. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put like a swatch of blue encaustic paint kind of down the middle of it, just to see how much this paper will cover up or not cover up anything that might be underneath the paint, like a certain color or something like that. So I'm gonna do that real quick, just a quick swatch of blue kind of in the middle-ish of these papers. And then I think I can start embedding down the papers. All right, here we go. All of them are put down onto the mixed media paper, embedded into the layers of wax. I don't have any particular favorites, I don't think. I wish I should have done like I did with this one, and let's see this one here. Try to keep you in focus while I'm looking at these. These two were not as big as the mixed media paper. The actual washi paper, or the rice paper rather, weren't as big as the mixed media paper, and I should have done that with all of them, because to see how much of a line I would get. So like if I didn't want to embed an entire piece of paper over the painting, just to see what type of line that would produce. And I mean, if this particular line was going all the way down here, I don't think you could tell. You could see it a little bit on both of these, but not a lot. I don't know. And then, so the best example of that actually is this, I'm not going to say that right, this particular paper. It's the super thin stuff. So it's this really very, very thin stuff. And there is actually a line down here of it. You can see it. It doesn't completely cover up all the way up here either. And that paper, you wouldn't even know where that line started and stopped. So for that particular reason, this is probably the best one to embed in wax if you didn't want to see a line. I think you can see that in the camera. I hope you can see that. Otherwise, you'll have to take my word for it. These other papers obviously are a little bit thicker, so you know you're going to see a little bit of the line. But I mean, it's not bad, and I think you could definitely easily disguise that by doing various different techniques. So I want to do just one more experiment with these, and that is put just a real thin layer of wax over top, just a half of the portion of this, so just like the bottom half or the top half on these, just to make sure that a layer of wax will stick over the top of it. I don't know why it wouldn't, since it's embedded into the wax, but just as a added extra experiment. And yeah, I'm really happy with these papers, and I just think more experimentation, don't mind the ladder back there, I need that for the time lapse to get up and down. I just think more experimentation is needed to really narrow down what papers or what paper I want to use going forward. So yeah, let me put that extra layer of wax down on part of these, and I'll pick it back up in a second. Yes, and just as I suspected, the wax went perfectly over these layers on all of them. No issues fusing them down, and no issues putting a layer of wax over top of it again. I am going to flip the camera around and show you, because I think to fix where you saw that line before with those other papers, with the half sheets of papers, where you saw the difference between when the embedded paper and where there was no embedded paper. I think just putting a thin layer of wax over that pretty much fixed that problem. So let me flip the camera around and show you that. So there's a layer, oops, sorry, of wax over this bottom half here, and you can't even see. If I was to continue these lines down, you really wouldn't even know that there was a break there. Versus up top, you can see a little bit of that edge right there. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right, and the last thing I want to share with you is the texture. I think you can see that there. This has some texture left from the paper on it, this semi-sized paper. And then so does this Asuka one. They probably have the most texture to them. I don't know if the camera's picking that up real well, but it definitely kind of has like a bubbly, somewhat texture to it. Texture of the paper, that's all. The unsized Confucius one, I don't know if I'm saying that right, does have some texture, not as much, along with the unsized Wan. The Wenzu Mulberry has a little bit of texture as well. Not quite as much, these three don't have, as the first two. And then this Tengucha one really doesn't have much texture at all to it. Again, I think because it is so incredibly thin. So if you're looking for a paper to completely blend in to your encaustic paintings, this will definitely do that, in my opinion. And in case you missed the video where I was applying the ink to all of these papers and talking more specifically about these papers, where I got them, all the specifics, I will link that card somewhere up top here. It'll also be, I'll try to remember to link it down below in the description, that video, so you can go check that out in case you missed that video. If you have any questions for me on the process that I just did or any of these papers, definitely also feel free to leave me that down below in the comments or send me an email, whichever you prefer, and I will answer that as well, as best as I can. I'm not an expert in Japanese rice papers, but you know, I will try. So at any rate, I think I'm gonna leave you here for today. I'll probably pick you back up tomorrow. See you then. Good morning all. Excuse the very messy hair here. I had every intention to go to the studio this morning. However, you can see computer set up back there. I am working on the computer this morning, and that is because it is nasty out. Windy, rainy, slushy, just nasty. So I decided to stay in here, and I am backing up all of my blog posts, which is a very, very boring and kind of tedious job. So I'm basically capturing a screenshot of the entire blog post. I'm pasting all the content from the blog post into a Google document. Very repetitive, boring process, but I am going to be updating my website, so it needs to be done just in case I lose all of this. I'm fingers crossed I'm not going to, but this will be the easiest way to get it back. Just paste it back in to Squarespace, which is the platform I use for the website, and just probably do some formatting with it. But at any rate, that's what's happening here today. Not very exciting.
Hey, quit your dilly-dallying. It's cold.
Oh dear, it's beautiful out. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I got a new studio assistant here. The only thing is, I don't think he's working on Studio Stacy website. He can't find the desk either.
Conditions hostile.
Matt's got a little side hustle, a little eBay side hustle going on. So he's over here to print a label because the printer's over there. All right, well, my assistant has left the studio and I came over here for a specific reason, and that is to glue those test papers that I put wax down. Let me see. These things. I came over here to stick them into the sketchbook and just make a few notes in the sketchbook about them. So I thought I'd pick up the camera and take you along for that. Not super exciting day here in the studio, but just thought I would kind of finish up this project with you all. And I am using this big, massive sketchbook full of random things. I've flipped through this before in the past, but I'm just going to flip to some empty pages, which appear to be about right here, and stick these down. And I'm just using this score tape to glue/tape them all down with. I decided to leave space on all of these pages for future experiments with these several different papers. And yeah. All right, and I know that probably wasn't a very exciting afternoon, morning really, here in the studio, but some days in the studio just aren't as exciting as others. I think the month of January is, unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, going to be a lot of computer work for me. Working on updating the website and taking a lot of pictures of art that is not on the website, taking down a lot of art that is on the website, and then just in general updating it to the new platform, not the new platform, it's the same platform, which is Squarespace, but the new updated version of Squarespace, backing it up, it just takes a ton of time. So January, I think, is just going to be a lot of computer work for me and not as much time painting here in the studio. However, I do think then that is going to set me up nicely for the rest of the year, because this website is something that I've needed to do for a while, and once it's updated, it'll be done for a while again. So hang with me on this, and yeah, I'll probably pick you guys back up tomorrow. Happy Friday. Friday is a not so exciting day around here. Friday is typically video editing days, so I'm going to be editing video most of the day and also doing some laundry. So super exciting content coming at you for this one. So I think I've mentioned this before in these videos, but the program I use to edit the videos is called Shotcut, and it is a free video editing software, and I really like it. It's not super powerful. Sorry. Grandfather clock. It's not super powerful, but it does everything that I want it to do, and it's nice that it is in fact free. So I would recommend it if you're looking for a video editing software. This was lunch. Not super exciting, but I just wanted to show you this particular tea here. I don't normally try to have caffeine in the middle of the afternoon, but this afternoon I feel like I could really use a pick-me-up, and this is really good tea. I also thought maybe I would show you progress on my knitting socks and on the crochet blanket. I have decided that I'm hoping this is going to be the year of socks for me, knitted socks specifically. I'm hoping to maybe knit one pair of socks a month. I don't know, we're gonna see how it goes, but I'm really enjoying them. So let me flip the camera around and show you how far they're coming along. All right, here they are. I think I'm on row 50 for both of these, and I really like how they're coming out. Pretty soon I will be moving on to the heel, and hopefully they're gonna fit, but aren't they cute? I'm really liking them. And here is the crochet blanket. I am on row, I think it's 38 out of 99. So a little over a third of the way there. And this blanket is definitely my winter pattern this year. I love working on blankets in the winter because it's chilly, and they kind of, as they grow, tend to cover up your lap and keep you warm as you're working on them. So I'm hoping to have this done by springtime, so I'm just kind of taking my time with it. And I say I'm a little over the third of the way done, but as each round goes, it grows. So I'm probably not quite a third of the way there, but it's getting there, and I'm really loving the colors and loving how it's turning out. I will try to remember to put both of the sock pattern and the blanket pattern down below in the comments. The sock pattern is just a basic beginner-friendly sock pattern, and she also has videos to go along with it, so I'll put that down below. And this crochet blanket was a crochet along, which I've long past that, but she also has a ton of videos to go along with it. I know I mentioned that in the past, but if you're interested in either one, I'll stick them down below in the description. And that's probably enough procrastinating for me, so I'm gonna get back to video editing and my cup of tea. All right, so I'm back. If you hear that whirling kind of in the background, we have a small heater going because it is frigid out. It's like 11 degrees, 12 degrees, and our mini splits have a hard time keeping up when it gets that cold. So hopefully that noise isn't too annoying in the background, but I don't want to freeze. So this morning's plan is to finish editing that video that I was editing on Friday and get it uploaded. Monday is also a video editing day, and then a video uploading day. So that is this morning's plan, and then I am hoping to get out this afternoon. Fingers crossed the weather warms up just a little bit, and I want to get out, go for a walk. I feel like these video editing computer days, where I'm sitting all day, it's nice to then kind of stretch my legs a bit in the afternoon. So that is the plan for today. And if you hear that popping, we also have the fireplace going. So lots of toasty warmth we're hoping to generate here in the pole barn. Anyways, let me get to work on the computer. Alright all, video is edited and uploaded, and I think you can tell I threw on a long sleeve ski shirt. It is still, it's 14 degrees out, so it's chilly. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna go for a walk, but I'll try to get a few little snippets because it is really pretty out and the sun is out, so that is a good thing. But I'm going to put on a few more layers, bundle up, and yeah, try to take you along here for a quick, probably just 20-minute walk, but at least I'll get out, stretch my legs a bit. Alright, so this is where I'm going to end this video. If you liked coming along, please give it a thumbs up. I know some parts might have been a little bit more exciting than others. More painting videos will be coming your way, even though I have more computer work to do. I'm going to try to not video that all of the time because, I don't know. Hopefully you did find it interesting and entertaining in the very least, but at any rate, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider doing so. And again, thanks so very, very much for coming along. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.